Welcome to the second season of Under the Onion Skin, the podcast to get closer to independent animation directors and get to know some behind the scenes of their short films. My name is Giulia Martinelli, and each time I talk to a different director about an animated film they made. With this podcast, I hope to be able to capture a glimpse of what I love mostly about film festivals, to have something to listen to when we're back to our regular lives and desks, but most of all, to celebrate beautiful films, talented artists, and storytellers. Welcome to Under the Onion Skin. Hello! Today's episode is another chat recorded during the International Animation Festival of Annecy in June 2024. This time I managed to catch Loïc Espuche to talk about his short film Beurk, English title Yuck, a delightful short film about children finding kissing disgusting. I was very glad to catch up with Loïc and see him again after a long time. Fun fact, I met Loïc the first time attending my very first animation film festival with my very first film. It was Zagreb 2017 and I found a picture on Facebook in which we are young and having a Q&A session on stage. And there's also Sandra Yon there, who was, by the way, the first person interviewing this podcast. So for those who didn't listen to that episode, go check episode number 2 about the film Sierra. So I will share this picture and memory on Instagram. Back to this episode. This time, among other things, we talk about casting and voice recording with kids, fitting and feeling accepted in a group and target audience. Let's dive into the Annecy atmosphere. And the film is Beurk.
Beurk, which is Yuck in English.
Yuck. And this actually, I want to start there because before I heard that you were saying all the different ways to say this yuck in other languages. I also thought it's very funny. Every language has its own way to say it. This kind of word, it's very onomatopoetic, some kind of disgusting sound.
Yeah.
Which one did you learn so far?
The first I learned is Igitt.
Igitt.
In German. I learned Yuck in English and Poir in Spanish.
Okay, Poir.
Poir. I think it's written with a G at the end. No, or J or G.
Yeah,
this letter.
Yeah.
And but I think the pronunciation is Poir.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
you told me in Italian, but
it's bleh.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like that every language has a different translation also of this disgusting sound.
Yeah, it's so fun, and for us, we discover that when it's in program of festivals.
Yes.
And so we see the picture of the movie and a new shape for the title,
yeah.
And for us, it's really fun.
That's very cool, yes. I think it's also hard to find the translation. When you have to submit to festivals, you have to sometimes give the translation. It's not so obvious. It's not something you find in the dictionary, I think.
Yeah. But I think we just send to the festival with English subtitles, and it's the festival who translate it. And for example, in Berlinale, which was the first festival outside of France, they asked us, is it okay for you if we translate it by Igitt? And we were, yeah, okay. Anyway, we don't know how to translate it in German, so Igitt is perfect, and it was fun for us.
Yes.
And so we heard also the audience saying Igitt during the movies, and also as it's in Germany, there is voiceover for when it's a younger audience.
Yes.
There is an actress or an actor
dubbing.
Doubling in direct, and so I heard a lot Igitt all the time.
That's so cool. So I think this is also very nice. I also had this experience with children competitions. Sometimes they have a live performer doing the subtitles or the voices, because kids don't usually read, right, all the text. And did you have some feedback with the kids? Like, did you notice how do they react to this?
I have a lot of different feedback. Often, for example, in Germany or in USA, the audience is overreactive. And they say a lot of Igitt, Yuck, in France also Beurk. And this happened during the screening. Sometimes I see people hiding their eyes.
Yes.
And also, what is fun is when it's an audience of adults, the adults are laughing a lot.
Yes.
So I think there is a lot of reaction during the movie, and so for me it's super cool because as I follow the movie in many screenings, it's allow me to see a new show. So I don't watch the movie, I watch the audience and how they react. So for me it's fun. Often they laugh a lot at the moment when the sister and the little brother say they are going to kiss each other. And they start to say, "Oh, vous êtes des obsédés" in French, and people laugh a lot, and then they understand that okay, it's too much, and they start to laugh. And
yes. It's very funny that you said you started watching the audience, because that's also what I had the feeling with my films. Like, you saw your film so many times, you don't want to watch the screen when you are there. Your new show is the audience, because you want to see the reaction, especially with kids. I think you want to see when they laugh, how do they react.
Yeah.
And it's very nice also to travel to different countries and see how they maybe differently react, or who does what.
Yeah, and also it's different when for child screening, it's different when it's a child with their family.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more quiet, but when it's school.
Yeah.
It's super noisy, and so this is really impressive.
Yeah, because you mean like they have the peer situation, and they laugh together, and they amplify the laughs.
That's it, and also I think that kind of school is kind of a small society, a little bit in in the movie, the group of children are. For me, it's kind of a little society.
Yes.
And so when it's school screening, they have to show that they are disgusted by the kiss and express that to be sure that all the friends and say, okay, he is disgusted by the kisses, so it's okay.
I really liked how you managed to show this, how you check your society or like your community, and they are trying to fit. Yeah, they want to be accepted. Which is, we all can relate in any age, I think, not just when you're a child.
Yeah, totally. And for me, actually, the movie is screened in many young audience festival, but also in adult festival. And I think when I did the movie, I was thinking, okay, it's sure it will work on child, but I try to storyboard it and direct it as if it was for me, and I'm an adult. So I think it connects also with the adult because they remember their own childhood.
Yes.
And also I think there is link. You can understand that, okay, this movie is about kiss, but kiss can symbolize the desire, and desire is not only kiss. There is other desire, more adults. And I think an adult can relate that to
definitely,
other
yes.
stuff.
And as you said before, also adults, they laugh a lot during the screening. Yes, it's true. I also thought so. That it's very good, I think, for children animation to be able to have different layers, so that the children, they maybe laugh for something, and the adults, maybe they see something else.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yes.
And sometimes for me it's kind of connected. Sometimes in some movie, the adult understands something which is the opposite of what understand the child, because and it's kind of a joke, but kind of a private joke for adults, and the child didn't really understand. But what I try to do in this movie is it's the same subject, you understand the same thing, but at different level.
Yes.
And for me it was something important because I want it to be shared between generations.
Yeah, makes sense. And you just said that sometimes adults and kids, they get a complement, like different reaction. Do you have an example from the film like this?
No, I remember in a feature film a long time ago, a kind of a joke, like if you understand that a child will understand something, but it's sure that it will not understand what it really means.
Okay.
And so everyone laughs, but in opposite direction.
Two different reasons.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But I don't remember exactly
But
that.
now I understand better what you mean. Okay, yes. Yeah, I think this is very clever as a director to be able to make your audience laugh, but different ages for different reasons. I wanted to ask you about the making. If it was like a big team, a small team, if you worked alone at the beginning, how it went.
Okay. I got the idea alone, but really quickly I speak about it with Juliette Marquet, which is my girlfriend, but also she's one of my producers. And we quickly decide to work with Manon Messiaen too. And so during all the stage of development, I was supported by my two producers. So it really helped me to stay confident. And so it's really long to get the money for a film. And so having a team since the beginning was super good for me. And after that, the team was big because there is 5 children who act for the voices,
right.
But also a lot of adults for the secondary characters, but people to record it were also there. And the animation crew was I think we were 6 or 7, not in the same times. We were mostly 4 in the same time, plus me. And also, we have someone for the compositing. So I don't know, it was like I think around 40 people, but not in the same times, of course,
yes.
Because the production happened during like 2 years. So it was 4 people, 2 people.
Yeah.
That's it. And something really cool is that we made the animation at Cyclic, which is a residency in France, and we were roommates. So we work on the not first floor but ground floor, yes. And we live in our flats in the first floor.
That's so
and
cool.
So it was for me an incredible experience.
It was a good collaboration, in this way. Yeah.
I think I can mentality like I'm really obsessed by stuff, and for me the fact that my team was my roommate, I don't wanted them to work at home,
yes.
And so it helped me to disconnect with the movie and have my mind kind of clear. So it was cool because
yes.
When we go back at home, we were all playing video games together and eating together, but detached.
Yeah, that's good. And you mentioned you were recording the kids, 5 kids.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was super cool, really super cool, super need a lot of energy. In fact, to let them play and act, we didn't record it with a microphone on the feet. I don't know how to say it.
Tripod.
Yeah, on a tripod. We have a perchman.
Yes, like a boom, right? It's called
I
someone
don't know
else,
in English the name, but
so.
And this guy can follow which one was speaking. Yes. Also, we have a small mic on the kids, and we needed to record it in many different ways. So sometimes we act the scene with the 5, sometimes we act it like just 3, sometimes it was just 2 or just 1 by 1. So I needed to have many different type of playing, and so we record all the voices during 2 days, and for the child we only have 2 afternoons. So it was 2 Saturdays. Wow. 2 Saturdays afternoon. And I had to manage their energy. Like, for example, at the beginning they're okay with energy, so we start. And then I think they start to be a bit tired. So we go to another sequence which need more this kind of energy. And so at some point they start to be excited. So we go to another sequence, and they continue to be excited, and I say, okay, we go back to the first sequence and we record it again, but with this energy now. And I had to find tricks to record them.
It's difficult.
For example, the laugh, every time the characters laugh, when the child laugh, it's real laugh. It's someone like they touch the microphone that create a big noise and they start to laugh, and one start this and the other start to laugh too, and so we need to record, and it was in between what was really happening in the group. And
it's very hard because even if you have a script, you also have to improvise and see.
And I didn't want to record with the tripod because I wanted to let them free to move and have this energy in the voice, this movement. This movement.
Yeah. In 2 days or 2 afternoons, it's really short time. And it's great that you managed to do it. Did you have like a sort of script, or after that you rearranged the text?
In fact, 1 week before the recording, I had an animatic, and I said, animatic is not working. So I have no time to correct the animatic. I will just rewrote the script. So I wrote it again. So I have new scripts just before the first day of recording. And we record stuff, and then I edit it during the week and say, okay, I need to correct that and that and that. And so I change stuff, and I would say we'll record other stuff the second day. But after that, I edit the voices during 1 month, and it changed again. Sometimes we have recorded some voices, some dialogues. It has been recorded by the 5th child. Like, because everyone can play the disgust, but sometimes a sentence sounds better in the voice of one or of another. And everything, I think, is a feeling about energy. If you say yuck or yuck or something like that, and the sentence just after is a laugh with a lot of energy, you want to have the yuck strongly. And so if the one who laughs and yuck is the same, you need to change it. And so that's why I put all the dialogues in the mouth of all the child. This way that can give me a lot of possibilities.
And freedom, yes.
And so that's why I took 1 month to edit the voices.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And the kids, did they know each other already? If they were friends already or not?
They met each other during the casting.
Okay.
But I think at the end they were friends.
Yeah.
But each kid live in a different city in France. Yeah. So I think sometimes some of them, I think they cross the road of each other sometimes, but they are really not in the same place of France. So.
Yes. But it worked well.
Yeah.
And the casting was it difficult? How did you do it?
It was it was difficult to do, but sometimes it was fun, sometimes it was difficult. Because at the beginning we have a director of casting, which is Florian Delormeau, and he received like 100 tapes, and he selects half of them, and then we see all these child by group of 3, and I was thinking, okay, they will be the best. But the first group was, one was laughing all the time, the other don't speak, and the last one was doing Naruto run all the time. And I was, oh my God, this is the best of the selection, it will be difficult. I was thinking, we will find the personality perfectly connected to the character. And so it was super long, the first step, because in fact we just check which kid can be focused on a cinema job.
Right.
And so after that we had the selection, and it was cool to work with them, and so we took like 10 kids and we try some group, but we have already the favorites, which are those who have selected, and we wanted to see how they can work
the
together.
Dynamics,
yeah, and it was cool. But one thing what was absolutely not cool was we see a little girl, and she was kind of difficult with her father, and I have a time when say, they are with the parents, and after that we go in the room to record them to see if they can be focused or not. And during this time she said that I do a lot of casting, and I say, oh cool, do you like it? And she said no. And I say, okay, but why do you do that? She said, it's for my father. And so this is also the part which is a bit strange when you do casting with child, is that
to understand their motivation. Yes.
And be sure that they will be happy to do this job.
To do it, yes.
One fun thing was when I cast Noé. He lived in the same town than me in Lyon. So for him the cast was in the office of his mother, and I was already thinking that I want him to be the main character. And when I met him, I explained to him what was the the story, and I say, okay, it's a story about doing the first kiss, and so your character will do a kiss to a girl at the end. So I explain it quickly, but for him I explain it more. And at this point, he started to look at me like, oh, and he started saying, I don't want to do it. And I was, okay, but wait, I don't want to kiss a girl. And I was, but it's, you don't have to kiss her for real. It's an animation.
Cartoon, yeah.
You just do the voices. And then he say, okay, so no problem. And so it was fun.
And that's the final actor.
Yeah.
That's funny because he's already acting the right, like Beurk. I'm no kiss.
Exactly that.
No, that's very cute. I think it's a very good topic, like this kind of Beurk effect. It's always great for kids to be engaged in cartoons, but also in books. I feel it's very successful because it's an easy laugh, but it's also a nice deep meaning, there is a nice topic.
Thank you.
Yes, I like it very much. Now it's been, how long it's been around now?
It's around since 5 months, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's very nice. I think you've been around a lot, and Annecy is also a great
it's so cool.
place. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much. For me, the best prize is when you see the reaction of the audience.
Yes.
And especially when you move to festival, when you can have exchanges with the audience. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Being able to go to the festival and to meet the audience, it's really a great gift, especially if the audience, I think, it's kids. I wanted to ask you this because of the language difference, and there is some dialogue. Did you have the chance to meet kids from different countries, or to have some kind of, Q&A after, or to some exchange?
I have for Q&A. Mostly it was in France, but I have had some Q&A in Germany too.
All right.
And
the e-kit one.
Yeah. Each time, I think they are not shy. They ask the question almost directly. Is anyone has a question? Okay, go. And for example, last week, a class asked me question during 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
And it was the moderator who say, we need to stop. And if she didn't say that, I think they continue with
it.
Yeah.
Because they are curious. They want to. Was it the questions about the film, like the topic, or more like how many drawings do you do? Or?
It's both. It's the topic, where the idea come from, how you do that, how many drawings, question about other movies, about how to finance it, about what kind of job you can have, about the color, about the camera design, sometimes about the sensation. This is also sometimes not question, but more feedbacks.
Yes. Or sharing their own experience. Usually. Yes.
Yeah. It's so cute, and there are lots of different experience of that, and sometimes it's so cute, sometimes it's super funny, sometimes it's
Yes. I didn't ask you before, how old are the kids that the voices, the actors?
I think when we record them, the younger was 6.5, something like that, or maybe 7, and the older, she was 12, but she's super small, and she has the same voice than a child. And so we don't tell to the group that she was older than them.
Yes.
And they exchange their age just at the end, the last day, at the end when it
was finished.
Yeah, and the other one say, I'm 12 in fact. And they are, ooh. And,
that's so funny. Yeah, and that's also more or less the target audience of the film, or not?
For me, it's hard to say for the target, because in fact, it's strange because in some city it's screened for a child from 6 years old. Somewhere it's for 14 years old. Yeah. Somewhere it's for adults. And I have a friend who had a daughter no, baby of 2 years, and she asked him to watch the movie again and again and again. So I think she connects with other stuff, and for me it's super cool to have that.
Yes, I mean I agree with you 100%. I don't think usually a target is. I enjoy with the film is for many people, and as we said before, there are different layers. But I asked because I know for like the producers or the distributor, they want to have a number, and I was wondering what's the on paper.
Yeah, but I think we didn't vote anything on paper because with the producer we just think that okay, the story need to be like that, and we even the TV we show the project to the TV, and they directly say yes, okay, we took
So
the
maybe
movie,
just
and it
kids
was
and
not a
family.
question.
Yeah.
And
That's great.
And I think it's the people who show it who decide to which audience they want to show it.
I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes as a director you are asked to write down, like, you know, part of the maybe fans' request or something. And I find it very restrictive. I like to think that the film can be for everybody, and then there are different ways of watching it.
Yeah. And for me, when I was young, I see Princess Mononoke in cinema. I think I was like 9 years old, and it was the first time I see an animation, and I start to think, okay, this movie didn't consider me like if I'm a child. And for me, this sensation is really important. I think that's also why I choose to make a movie like if it was for me, for an adult, because I think for child, we don't really need to show just stuff for child, and because they see the real life.
I agree, and if I understand correctly, it's also a way to tell the children, like, I trust you, I know that you can understand, or it's not like I'm going to polish reality. Or sometimes you think children animation, like quote unquote children animation, is simple, but that shouldn't be the case.
And one question, for example, was why do the characters say bad words?
Which
like dégueulasse or this, and it was a question for a child in Germany, and I say like it was because when I was young, when I was this age, the age of the characters, I say bad words, and so it's realistic. And when I see the child of my friends, they say bad words, and especially when they don't see adults around them. So it's realistic, and I think children connect to that too.
I think so too. Yeah, it's also funny because for kids, bad words are like dégueulasse or something, which is not really a bad word. Yes.
Yeah, but for example, I think vite on se casse, I think they are not allowed to say that by their parents.
What does it mean?
Come on, we move from there.
Yes.
It's not really a bad word, but it's not really a cute way to say that.
Yeah, it's not a polite way.
Yeah.
Yes. But the reason why I'm telling you, the kids, they think that bad words is this. My mom, she was a teacher, like an elementary teacher, and sometimes she used to do some games with the kids. For example, they had a big cardboard box, and she said, this is the box, like the room where you can say all the bad things, and nobody hears, and then you can come out. And it was after she was telling a story, and it was very funny when kids, they believe in this, like it's a magical box, and you can say, and they were entering the box thinking that nobody could understand hear, but of course and then they were saying stuff like very funny, like dirty mud, or like bugs from the nose, all the words that they think it's bad. But it was like very cute. Because they have to tell all the bad words.
Okay.
And sometimes I think this is very interesting in kids. They think there are taboos or rules, also like kissing or Beurk. And in the end, it's nothing bad.
Yeah.
And that's very nice in the film when they realize that what is this Beurk taboo, it's actually very normal. Everybody has this. Everybody around is kissing. Everybody has the same thoughts or dreams. And I think this is very powerful to kind of flip the perspective.
I don't know what to add, just thank you. It's
no,
cool.
I think it worked very, very well.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's cool.
Well, thanks, first of all. And do you cry when you cut onions?
Depend of the onions.
Okay, tell me more. Which onion don't make you cry?
I think the old onions are really big, that can make me cry. But it just depends on the onions.
Okay, so there are onions that don't make you cry.
Yeah.
And do you have any tricks not to cry when you cut an onion?
I think it's to put water or on your mouth or in a glass or something like that, or cut it and wash your hand. Because in fact, when you cut it, particles arrive, and I think they react with the water, and so that's the fact that make it not spicy, but piquant.
Irritating.
Yeah,
yes.
irritated. And so when it arrives to your eyes, which are a little bit of water, so that's why that makes you cry, and more you cry, and more it arrives. So if you have water, the particle react with the water and not with your eyes.
And you said you can also have water in your mouth.
I think, but I don't do that. It's mostly I put water on my hands. And,
on you said like on a ball on the side. I like this question that I started to ask yesterday, because everybody has a different answer, and it's very interesting. Or I don't know, maybe if you open the window, does it help the particles? They go away. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I don't try it like scientifically. But I have seen a documentary about what I say about the particles and the factor of water.
Oh, yeah?
And they say in fact, the best stuff is to have the water going in continue.
Yes.
But in fact, it's not ecological. So
I will have to try. I think I will have so many tricks to try after this that everybody's telling me different ones. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I hope you found this chat fascinating and inspiring as much as I did. The voice recording process with kids especially sounded extremely fun and hard at the same time. As usual, you can find all the important links in the show notes and check my Instagram to see some visuals as well. This was Under the Onion Skin. Thanks for listening, and until next time, with another director and a short animated film. Ciao.